Welcome to Tea for Lunch, a weekly show powered by Arcade.
Each week, we'll serve you the top stories we're following in social media, celebrity, and tech in 15 minutes or less. You can catch the show live on Instagram on Thursdays at about 12 p.m. Mountain Time, or on YouTube and podcasts on Fridays. We're your hosts this week, Neha and Mel.
Hi, welcome Neha. This is your first Tea for Lunch.
It is.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I'm excited. Yeah.
Good. Well, yeah, Neha has recently joined our team. It's been about a month and a half that you've been here. So Neha is one of our newest social media leads. How are things going?
They're going good. Yeah. I've just been getting settled into my role, also getting settled into Calgary, and yeah, just lots of marketing. It's been good.
Good. Yeah. You moved from Edmonton to Calgary. And are you enjoying Calgary?
I am, yeah. Unfortunately, the weather hasn't been amazing yet, but once it gets good, I will enjoy it more.
Yeah, there's some sunshine coming out today, so hopefully it's going to get better soon.
Ideally.
And also, happy Leap Day.
Yay.
So today's Leap Day, which means we get an extra tea for lunch, which we love that for us. Do you have any thoughts about Leap Day?
I genuinely don't even know how it works.
Okay, well, I heard on the radio that every 4 years or so we have a leap day, and it's so that it's like the way that the earth moves, and it's so that we correct like 6 hours of time tracking, something like that.
Okay, that's really interesting.
I don't know.
We just made that up as humans.
Yeah, some guy did. I forget. I'm going to stop talking now. Okay, so time for the sip, your weekly rundown of the top stories happening on social media. So Instagram launched its creator marketplace to connect brands and creators in 8 new countries, including the UK, Canada, and Australia. Instagram will soon let you share saved post collections on your profile. This is kind of an interesting one. It's kind of giving like Pinterest a little bit. Instagram has launched its own What's Good on IG channel. Threads is testing the ability to save posts as drafts and an in-app camera shortcut. And lastly, YouTube was crowned the #1 video streaming platform for 12 months in a row, beating Netflix. What do you think about this?
I like that YouTube was crowned #1 because I just feel like YouTube is like the OG platform that I grew up on. So in my eyes, I'm happy for them.
YouTube has always been that girl for me, honestly.
Truly.
And I think that it's interesting that it has beat out Netflix because like YouTube, there is like some high production stuff on YouTube, but for the most part, it's just like regular people making content and putting it out on YouTube, whereas Netflix, they're like huge production shows and documentaries.
I feel like they're two different beasts.
Yeah, but yeah, I love this. I feel like part of this is like a lot more people I think are watching YouTube on their TVs. Do you watch YouTube on your TV?
I have just recently started. I feel like I'm getting back into YouTube, and it's nice to just throw on a video and like clean and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. I also see some of like the big influencers like reposting when their like fans are watching their YouTube videos, and they're always watching on the TV. So
yeah, the first time I saw someone watching my YouTube video on their TV, I was shocked. I was like, why is my face so large?
I know.
And I just always think that people are watching it because I watch it a lot like on my phone.
Exactly.
But you could be on a huge screen TV.
I know.
The more you know.
Exactly.
Okay, well, let's get into our first story.
So for our first story, all the it girlies are ordering the new Rhode phone case. So Hailey Bieber has done it again, this time with a viral case. If you haven't seen the Rhode case, it has an elevated edge at the back, and it's designed to hold one of their best-selling lip products. The designer of the phone case has also worked on other viral products. I know that they've worked on the Glossier perfume, which is really cool. I love the bottle of that one. And the move has been celebrated by marketers for capturing a cool branding opportunity. I know a lot of people have started posting like mirror selfies with the phone case, so it's definitely been talked about. And the case is 56 Canadian dollars, and it's currently available for pre-order. I looked it up.
Nice. Are you going to buy it?
Honestly, I considered it, like just for the selfie, but I don't know. It's going to come in April, like the next shipment, so I don't know if I will still feel that way. Honestly, I just want them to send it to me as PR. That would be...
Rhode, if you're listening. Hailey Bieber, if you have tuned in. I love this. I think it's genius. I feel like people are kind of downplaying how genius this is. Like, I think it's such an innovative product, and especially because like the it girl, the influencer, like that's their target demo. So when you're taking your mirror selfies and filming each other, like that is genius. I think it's amazing. And I think it looks really cool. It reminds me of the videos on TikTok where it's like rate slime scoopability. And I feel like the case looks like hardened slime, and I kind of love it. If it wasn't so expensive and if it wasn't like hard to get, like if you didn't have to like pre-order it, I'd probably order it, but I've never even tried the Rhode lip products, and so I feel like that's maybe the first step before getting the case.
Definitely. Yeah. I agree though. When I first saw it, I was like, this is genuinely such a cool innovation. So
yeah, 100%. I loved it. Kudos to them. So our next story is parents were so unhappy with a Willy Wonka themed attraction that some people called the police. So this is a really fun story, and it's giving Fyre Fest. So what was billed as an immersive experience inspired by Willy Wonka turned out to be a horror show people compared to Fyre Fest. So this was a UK event, and it cost $44 per ticket, despite not being affiliated with the Warner Brothers Wonka movie in any way. So the event's marketing suggested the event was based on the beloved story and promised fans a journey to a universe where confectionery dreams are brought to life. That dream turned out to be poorly made props in a warehouse and some shockingly terrible backdrops for photos. So apparently they actually used AI to generate advertisements for the event. So it looked like a super high quality attraction, and what it ended up being was a very low quality attraction. And so the event organizers did issue refunds and an apology right away, stating that a lot of their vendors fell through and they realize now that they should have just canceled the event. So if you haven't seen photos from this event, I would highly recommend checking them out. There's also some really funny memes coming out about it. You should look at the image of the Oompa Loompa at the event. It's just like silly, and I do feel bad for the event organizers. I think that putting on an event is hard, and then putting on an immersive event takes a lot more than I think you think it does.
Absolutely. I feel like you would have needed like insane like projectors and like just a bunch of other things that I don't think. That's a hard thing to deliver.
And to fill a warehouse full of like Willy Wonka themed things, like again, probably expensive to put on. And
definitely.
Yeah, it's giving Fyre Fest. And I loved this because I was very interested in Fyre Fest when it happened. It was just like a car crash that you couldn't look away from. And my favorite is just like the social media that comes from it. Like the memes and the jokes and stuff is just amazing.
For sure. For sure. I hope that Oompa Loompa gets some clout.
Same. I hope that Oompa Loompa was compensated adequately because the photo's making its rounds too.
It is.
You know?
Yeah.
Like the poor person.
Oh gosh. Okay, finally, our third story. Wendy's is talking about introducing surge pricing on menu items in 2025. So we're all familiar with surge pricing for things like Uber and concerts, but it's really interesting to experiment with that for fast food. So they've announced that they're looking to implement this as a test in 2025, and people online are not very happy, and it's not a very new concept yet. Restaurants are known for having things like early bird specials or happy hour. I've had that at McDonald's for sure. They do vary their pricing depending on the location too. And Wendy's claims that customers shouldn't notice much of a difference except maybe a few cents here and there, which is interesting. And the hope is that this will drive more traffic towards the locations during slower hours. What do you think?
I mean, I don't really care too much. If it's like just cents, then like it's fine. Like I am more outraged when I look at Uber and it's like 8 times surge pricing, you know?
Definitely.
So if it's just cents, like, yeah, I'm kind of fine with it. And it does makes sense that if they're super busy, then maybe you have to pay a little bit more. And I get that they're trying to drive traffic during slow hours. It's just interesting that they like announced this, and like people are outraged, and like, did they know? Like they probably knew that people were going to be outraged.
Definitely. Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I feel like people just don't want to spend any more money than what they're spending in general. So
yeah, and fast food has gotten a lot more expensive than it used to be.
It is, yeah. It's way too expensive for what it is, I think.
So this was an interesting story, and I wonder too, like other restaurants are probably going to implement this, and Wendy's is probably just getting the brunt of this because they're like maybe one of the first to start talking about it.
For sure.
But we'll have to watch this moving forward.
Definitely.
Okay, well, now that we've wet your palate, go eat something more substantial.
Cheers.
Cheers.